do the employer or the helper allowed to terminate the contract, or is it resign is the best solution, or fire her is the best solution? Nah, di sini saya mendapatkan sebuah reaksi ya, sebenarnya reaksi dari salah satu teman kita, termasuk juga orang Hong Kong nih ya kan, selalu bilang kalau kalian nggak suka kalian boleh ganti majikan kayak ya, kalian boleh ganti majikan kok, kamu juga boleh kok pulang ke Indonesia. Nah di situ ya, nah dimana kalimat itu seolah mengusir ya, tapi nggak apa-apa ya. Karena saya mau bicara ya kalau masalah pemutusan kontrak berbahasa Indonesia sudah saya bahas kan di video sebelumnya. Nah kali ini akan saya bahas dengan bahasa Inggris ya. Jadi teman-teman kalau bahasa Indonesia sudah. Hello, okay, come back again with me. Okay, I would like to talk about termination of employment contract. As we know, the Employment Contract ID407 at the second page, number 10. Second page, number 10. There is a rule that both parties, either each one of us, allowed to terminate the employment contract with first, payment in lieu, second, 1 month notice earlier to the other party. So in order to terminate the employment contract premature, that means employer also having a right to terminate employment contract earlier, before finishing or before expire the date of the employment contract. There is only there's only two ways. First of all, the employer with the immediate effect, that means the employer should to pay 1 month salary to the helper on that day with the immediate effect to exchange for the 1 month notice earlier. So you could put on if you don't want to pay 1 month salary or they want to get the payment in lieu, you also could use another way that says you give her 1 month notice. 團之一個月之前嘅，咁呢個呢，老闆仲更加有個權嘅，因為老闆係請我哋噶嘛，咁如果老闆唔中意都冇辦法啦，係咪？咁如果大家合唔到都可以嘅。嗱 ，as a rule, that we already know that if finishing the contract or either terminated the contract, terminated the employment contract by one side, that you have to fulfill all the responsibility. What is it? First of all, payment in lieu for the immediate effect. Second, the last payment until the last working days. That means the salary until the last day working. Last working day, that means when the date activate from the termination and until the last day she's working. That's called the payment. And then the third, air free ticket to her origin place. The fourth is accommodation, food allowance, that's $100. The fifth is annual leave, paid annual leave, if granted for it. That means if your helper already working with you more than 3 months, she or he granted the annual leave, paid annual leave. That depends how many months she worked for you. If for 1 year, granted for the annual leave 7 days. For 2 years or second year, that is also 7 days for the second year. So in total, if 2 years working for you, she granted for 14 days annual leave. When did the annual leave should to be taken? The annual leave should be taken when terminated employment contract. Either there is a finished contract without renewing the contract, or terminated earlier, or that is whether it's special case. What is called as the special case, which is the employment have to dismiss before expiry date. That's because first, relocation, the employer maybe would like to reside in another country. Second, the employer passed away, who undersigned the contract passed away. Third, if the employer bankrupt or having a financial problem, or maybe get fired from the job, so being a jobless, so got the problem to pay for the salary for the helper. So on the three condition or three situation, this one is called special case of termination employment contract. So that will be dismissed for the employment contract. And for the three case, this one, that means the helper allowed to find or change employer while they are staying in Hong Kong. They could find new employer and apply for the new working visa in Hong Kong, but it's not eligible for the helper she resigned with another reason, or get fired with another reason. So if the reason for the termination employment contract is not that three case, means helper need to go back to their origin place or exited from Hong Kong, have to exit from Hong Kong to waiting for the process. There is no such of thing that a helper could stay in Hong Kong while changing the employer through the process. No, not allowed. This is already the rule from the government, from the Labor Department and from the Immigration Department. Each one of us, of foreign domestic helper, if due the termination of the employment contract, due premature termination of the employment contract, while they are changing the employer and applying for the new working visa, they should go back to origin country. And this one, how about the air fee? The air fee should be provided by employer. This is for the after termination the employment contract, the employer should provide, okay, first of all is last payment, which is activate the termination until the last working days. Second, payment in lieu if you terminated her in immediate effect. Third, accommodation, food allowance $100. Fourth is annual leave, paid annual leave. Fifth, air fee or air ticket. The air ticket should be both way. If got terminated from the earlier, so the previous employer should provide one way, and if she changing an employer, the new employer should provide one way. So that will be both way. But normally, when you are staying in Hong Kong, then during the process, the employer normally didn't pay in advance. So that's will paying when terminated employment contract, or during the finishing your employment contract with the employer. 好啦，嗱，根本咧，我想講緊呢啲嘅。嗱，如果真係姐姐辭咗隻家或者嗰個咩啊，僱主又係炒佢咧，就係要揀翻呢個合法啦，係咪？咁如果辭咗職之後或者俾人炒之後咧，姐姐都係需要婚姻嚟嘅，或者翻菲律賓嘅，咁呢個都係 合法嘅，因為喺香港唔可以留喺香港14日之內嘅。咁如果除非有3個情況嘅，第一啦，如果真係嗰個僱主死咗，係咪？咁第二啦 ，relocation 啦，嗰個僱主可能搬走咗。唔係喺香港處嘅，咁第三次咧係嗰個如果僱主真係仆親或者佢有 financial problem 嘅，咁呢個3樣嘢咧，姐姐可以留翻喺香港揾僱主嘅。嗱，咁如果唔係呢啲咧，係姐姐係需要翻自己個 country 嘅翻印尼啊，或者翻菲律賓啦咁樣嘅。咁呢個咧個合法咧係一早都係咁樣嘅個合法嗱，咁咪老闆咧係需要做啲乜嘢啊？老闆需要做啲封信嘅，咁最好咧，如果真係兩個都唔夾咧，又係最好啦，好唔好啊？咁唔費事啊，你揾唔到分工啊嘛，係咪？唔好啦，好唔好？咁如果真係兩個唔夾嘅話，冇辦法啊，冇必要啦，好唔好啊？咁好啦，咁跟住咧嗰個機票錢係點樣啊？唔係錢嘅。老闆係需要一定買翻個機票俾個姐姐嘅，係咪先？咁如果姐姐轉老闆係點樣啊？咁姐姐如果轉老闆咧，之前嗰個老闆咧都係位 one way， 咁嗰個新老闆又係 one way， 咁你係變做 buffet 係咪咁啊？係老會咁係咪？嗱，咁呢個咧揀翻個合法。如果姐姐啱啱做嘢係轉翻個僱主，佢未做完之前咧。你未做完嗰陣時，你唔可以攞翻嗰個咩啊？嗰個機票錢啊！斷約嗰陣時，或者你軟約嗰陣時先可以攞翻嘅。最緊要咧，one contract is both way for the air fee。呢個咧係老闆嘅。好啦，咁樣啊，好啦，拜拜。